From the very start, the campaign to stay in the EU has been filled with the most revolting pro-business rhetoric. Their utopia of free-moving cheap labour, of secure investment and of finance-based growth conceals a remarkable history of corruption and lack of democracy.
There's no denying it. The mainstream out campaign is defined by base and xenophobic sentiments. Its most prominent advocates, despite positioning themselves as champions of individual liberty, hate freedom of movement, despise equality under the law, and hold dear a free market worldview which, for nearly everyone, has failed to deliver for the last several decades.
The In campaign promises a safer, stronger economy for Britain inside the EU. But we need look no further than Greece last year to see that this huge financial behemoth will happily immiserate millions to shore up the security of a few privileged founding states.
One of the headline features of the Out campaign is eliminating regulation, freeing ourselves from overbearing red tape imposed on us by Brussels, therefore unleashing private enterprise and bringing even greater flexibility to work. But given that our democracies now more than ever are being strangled by free market fundamentalism, very often it's that red tape which is the last thing between us and the kinds of labour standards we thought we'd left behind decades ago.
The Yes campaign encourages us to believe in Britain's strong leadership on the world stage and in the possibility of influence through participation. And yet the response to the Paris attacks make it look very much like this leadership involves bombs in Syria and airstrikes and subservience to US foreign policy.
And it isn't just the Out campaign's often racist rhetoric on migration which should concern you. On every issue that will define the 21st century, from climate change to a security crunch, from shifting demographics to the failure of a particular kind of capitalism, they couldn't be more clueless.
So that's why I'll be voting to stay.
And I'll be voting to leave. You see, while theoretically at least the EU could be a champion in combating climate change and advocating a more socially just kind of globalisation, it's got an undemocratic bias fundamentally hardwired into it. It'll make any sacrifice for orthodoxy, and in a context of crisis, both demographic and economic, that will only get worse.
Whether it's Fortress Europe or Little England, the issue of migration is set to define this political moment. And any movement around this referendum which does not prioritise the lives of refugees and of so-called economic migrants will be murderous in its isolationism.
Now, we don't believe in holding party lines at Novara Media, but when it comes to truly historic events like this, we think it's important to make clear the issues that matter, and all in a way which undoes all too easy binaries and misconceptions peddled by the powerful.
Keep an eye on our website this week for articles, videos and podcasts on this upcoming European referendum.